Okay. Okay, let's, am I centered? I think I'm centered. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Thinking Out Loud. I haven't done one of these in a long time. I don't even know what episode this is. 3? 4? I could be completely wrong. But yeah, hello, it's been a while. As always, these Thinking Out Loud episodes is just me talking about what's on my mind lately. It's always unscripted. But I decided to take it up a notch using the new DJI mic that came with a beautiful new camera. But yeah, how are you guys doing? So lately, what's on my mind, and I'm thinking out loud, especially if you watch my last vlog, is that something happened at work which has drastically changed a lot of what I'm planning, especially what's going to be happening in the next year or so. So I found out last week or 2 weeks ago, I was getting let go. So that was pretty hard to take. Basically, the store I'm working at is closing down. So not just me, but everyone in the store is being let go. And it was very hard for me to hear. But at the same time, when I was talking to my manager, my boss, I could tell it was not something that he was prepared for himself. He sounded pretty upset himself. And I've seen many TikTok videos of people being let go and they're on the Zoom call and they're putting the camera in front of them. Like they already know they're getting let go or getting fired. I watch those and there's always an HR person. There was no HR person involved with this call. Everything ended on good terms. It's just unfortunately due to some circumstances, my store decided to close and all of us are getting let go. But on the positive side, I realized it had nothing to do with our performance. Me and my staff did amazing the last 4 or 5 months. We won the Christmas contest bonus. So it was nothing to do with performance. It was just due to greed. And what I mean by that is basically it's a new year. A lot of leases are ending. So a lot of the spots are opened up. So basically all these new companies want to outbid us for the stores that we're in because of a new expansion opening in my mall. The funny thing about that expansion is that it's not going to bring new revenue. It's not going to bring much traffic, but these new companies are thinking dollar signs, and of course the mall itself is thinking dollar signs. So of course, in fairness, when these new companies are offering triple or quadruple the rent, the mall turns to my company and goes, hey, if you offer the same, we'll let you keep your spot. Of course, my company that I work for did not think it's viable, and henceforth they decided to just end the lease, which in turn ended my employment. So yeah, over the last 2 weeks, I was just processing it, because you know me, a person like me likes to plan ahead, because I'm very anxious, I get very nervous, I think of all the scenarios. So this is coming right out of the blue. So I was pretty distraught. But what's worse is that I'm thinking to myself, I have to keep a smile on, I have to keep myself looking professional and making sure all my staff are okay, which in turn made me feel worse because I'm thinking no one's asking me if I'm okay. I'm smiling, nodding along, making sure they're okay, but no one's really checking in with me. So it got a little bit, like I got very, very, like not sad, I was just very anxious and very nervous about what's going to happen. And if you're asking me now what's going to happen, I really don't know what's going to happen. The job market is horrible. A lot of people are trying to find jobs. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. The severance package I was offered isn't that bad. I thought it would be a little bit more, but you know, it's something you can't control. So nowadays I'm just thinking and processing what I'm going to do next. And I really don't know. But one thing, after thinking about it for 2 weeks and really processing what's happening, I've come to the conclusion that it's probably an opportunity like this will never come again where I'm free to do whatever I want. And on top of that, I have time to just rest. I haven't gotten like a month off or even more than that in a very long time. I've always only gotten 2 weeks vacation. I've never gone more than that. So it is a chance for me to take a long needed break from all this work, a mental break, Because I kept telling myself, and I'm thinking, yes, the job market's horrible, but it's even worse now. It's the beginning of the year, not many people are hiring, so there's no point for me to rush, have that anxious feeling of I need to find a job instantly. So I decided to, you know what, maybe I should take a month off just to relax, and then I'll just reset and look for another job. Now, I've been thinking maybe this is a sign that I can do something I'm more passionate about, like content creating. I'll probably put more focus onto content creating now. I have this beautiful camera. I might travel more. Like, even though money might be tight, knowing me, I've already calculated millions of things about the money and the severance package and my vacation pay that I get and the bonuses I'm getting. So, you know, I can go on a vacation and not worry about making ends meet. In theory, if I'm very careful with the money I get, I could probably pay for rent for another 6-7 months, stretch it out pretty far. If I don't eat out a lot or party too much or hang out with friends and just eat at home and just, you know, save as much as I can, even if I do a vacation kind of thing. So I do have about 6 months if I'm really good at it. So me doing all that math has made it a lot easier for me to process what's going to happen. I'm also concerned about the staff that were with me. A lot of them are students and live at home with their parents and stuff, but there are individuals that rely on this job to make ends meet, and I do worry about what's going to happen to them. But, you know, as I'm, you know, putting on a brave smile and talking to them, talking it through, it's going to be okay, and saying, hey, it's not going to be easy to find a job right now, try in a few months, don't be discouraged. You know, as I'm saying that to them, I realize it is also helping me, even though no one's asking if I'm okay. So I don't know what's in store. I've also looked elsewhere outside of Canada for work. I even looked back at Hong Kong to see if there are jobs, and surprisingly there are. I can work in Hong Kong. That's a possibility. I've also looked at visas for Korea. That's not a surprise. So there are possibilities, and again, as I said, I rarely get a chance to have this moment of time where I can do whatever I want and not worry about making ends meet and not having enough money. So I can experiment with content creating. I can experiment with maybe traveling somewhere else for work, working abroad. I have this possibility now. And the old James would never even consider that. I need to find a job ASAP. But I think times have definitely changed. I've changed a person. So I'm more open to these other possibilities. And I think it's just because I know for a fact that I calculate everything properly and everything's going to be okay. I'm still nervous as hell, but it's much better, let's be honest. So as always, I don't really edit these things out. I'm just saying what's on my mind, what I'm processing through with all this bad news of being laid off. And you can tell I'm not rehearsed or anything because I'm actually sick at the moment. You can tell by my voice. So yeah, it's been a difficult 2 weeks, but it's getting a lot better. So we'll see what things have in store. But for the time being, my last day of employment is February 11th. The store closes down February 1st, so I think I have about 10 days to clear out the store, and then I get a break. So, you know, it might seem like on camera I seem fine, but if you look very closely and sound the tone of my voice, I am shitting myself a little bit to see what's gonna happen. But everything's gonna be okay. Just gonna have a little bit of patience and, you know, think things through carefully. No need to think about all these scenarios where I'll be homeless or anything. It's not gonna do me any good. For now, all I'm gonna worry about is finishing the job I have left, taking a little break, and in that break time, decide what I'm gonna do. I have a month to think about it, maybe even longer if I have something in the works. I feel once I have something going, I'll feel a lot better. But yeah, so that's been on my mind the last 2 weeks, and that's why there hasn't been any weekly vlogs the last 2 weeks either. But it is understandable. So yeah, I think that's all I really have to really share at this time for this thinking out loud. I still have to process. I've been having a lot more fun editing lately, and that's because I'm using that to relax more. And, you know, when I'm keeping my mind preoccupied with editing, I'm not overthinking things. I'm actually sleeping all right. That could be because I'm sick. But yeah, I hope you guys like this new format of video, what I'm doing thinking out loud, using this cool old mic. I did do a voice check. Whether or not the volume is decent, I apologize. I apologize for being sick. But I think this was a successful attempt at this new format. So yeah, I'm going to end it here. So I'll see you guys in the next episode or in the next week's vlog. See ya.